what do you do when you're faced with those difficult situations? What do you draw on? Who do you go to? Where do you look?
One of the things that I've learned to do over time is to kind of test things out and almost step into situations knowing that they're going to be difficult and gather data along the way. So, an example being if I'm having a hard time at work, or if there's something happening at work, or I kind of feel like we're going in a direction in terms of strategy that I think we shouldn't go in, I will start by kind of raising something, maybe softly, and trying to get some feedback. And that is a way of establishing safety. So making sure people are willing to hear the concerns, but it's also a way of kind of like building up my muscle and allowing myself to kind of become fortified over time rather than just diving in and saying like, this is what we should do. So I tend to kind of step into it, gather data, and then see it as a process. So whatever the difficulty is, I think that I really am invested in thinking about things as though they're learning opportunities, they are growth opportunities. And so that means that it might be challenging, but I am going to be really thoughtful as I go through it and try to learn something along the way. I truly feel as though that for me has been one of the main strategies that I go back to. And I have had so many times in the past, and I see this now in my kiddos sometimes, where there is a lot of black and white thinking like, oh, I didn't do it right, or I messed that up. And I think it's really, it's not constructive, and it really shuts us down. And so the idea of looking at this as an opportunity to grow, that means though that I tend to need support from others as I go through that process. So identifying folks on my staff, in my family, in my social life, where I can go to and say, I'm really struggling, or can I run this by you? Can I play this out with you beforehand? That's really helpful for me because it just helps me find my voice and be prepared to say something, especially if it's going to be difficult or I'm not sure how it's going to land. I think that kind of practicing helps me feel much more confident and build up to it.